If you've ever said to yourself, I know what to do, I just don't trust myself to do it, then this video is the one that you need. Because the truth is, you don't struggle with food or with discipline or with willpower. You're struggling with self-trust. And until that's rebuilt, there's no routine, no diet, or no plan that's ever fully going to stick. Let me ask you something. How many times have you promised yourself, I'm going to start fresh on Monday? This time will be different. I'm done with emotional eating. And then by midweek or midday, then you've already broken that promise. So that was me. And it was me for years. And every time that I slipped, I didn't just feel disappointed. I felt ashamed. And that shame would turn into silence. And silence would turn into self-sabotage. And before I knew it, I couldn't trust myself with anything. I remember when I was about 2 weeks in to one of those mini new starts, I had done everything right. So I thought. I had actually done some meal prep. I had actually been drinking water. I journaled my intentions. But something really emotional hit me that one particular night. I was all alone. I was extremely overwhelmed. And I went straight for food. I stood there and I was eating and I was doing it on autopilot. I didn't know exactly what I was doing, but then I did know what I was doing, and I felt like I just couldn't stop. I do remember thinking, you don't even believe in yourself anymore, Carrie. Why would this time be any different? You're always going to end up here in this same spot. And that was the moment that I realized that my real problem wasn't the food, plan. It kind of was, but it wasn't. It was the fact that I just no longer trusted me. And I had to fix that first before I could move on to the food, or nothing else would matter. And here's the thing about self-trust. It's not built through motivation, and it's definitely not built through punishment. It's built the same way it was broken, through repetition. And most of us are walking around carrying a quiet history of broken goals, or at least I know I was. Abandoned routines. I definitely was doing that. And also restarted plans, which I was the queen at. And promises that I made to myself in desperation and then turn around and broke in silence. You start over again and again and again, but each time your brain is remembering what happened the last time. And then it's going to whisper to you, yeah, right. You said that before. And that's why you can't be doing everything right. That's why you can be doing everything right and still stuck. Because your nervous system no longer believes you. So how do we rebuild that self-trust? It really starts here. You're going to stop making promises that you can't keep. And you're going to start keeping promises that feel ridiculously crazy small. I'm talking silly, stupid small. Like, drink 1 glass of water in the morning. That may sound like really small and really silly, but it's not. Another one, sit for 60 seconds and breathe before your first meal. Or write 1 sentence of truth in a journal. Put that fork down between bites. Not because it's going to change your life right now, today, but because it's a promise that you made and kept. And every single time that you do that, you are proving to your brain, see, I can count on me. And over time, those wins are going to stack up. And that voice is going to get louder. And then you're going to go from hoping this is the time to knowing that you've got this. And here's what I want you to do today. Don't make a list of goals. Don't start a new plan. I want you to pick one small promise to keep today. Just one. So, some examples. I will go outside for 5 minutes today. I will say something really kind to myself in the mirror. I love kindness to myself. I know I say that one a lot, but I absolutely love it. It's my favorite because it was the worst thing I was at doing for myself. I will stop eating when I feel physically satisfied. Not full, satisfied. There is a difference. That's for another video. I will write down how I feel instead of stuffing it with food. So write it down, say it out loud and proud, and then keep it. That's very important that you keep it. And when you do this, I want you to say, see, I can count on me. This is how you start healing self-trust. It's not by starting over, but by continuing with love. You're not broken, you're not failing, you're not weak. You've just spent years learning how to give up on yourself. I know that might sound harsh. And now it's time to unlearn all that. And rebuilding self-trust takes time. But it starts with one tiny promise and one moment of follow-through. So comment and tell me below. What's one promise you're keeping to yourself today? Because this is how we rebuild our lives. Not all at once, but just one step at a time. And for me, that one step was building that morning routine. And you can see that in other videos that I've done where I talk about my morning routine and what I do, and also how maybe you can build your own. So, thank you for allowing me to be a part of your journey. And until our next conversation, I will see you then. Bye.